Alright, what's up everyone? Charles here. I'm joined by Cosmos, Light, and Tilde. Obviously, all these players are very talented, and a lot of them know about Spacies, especially in Ultimate. In this particular era, when you get into a top 8, you're probably going to have to fight a good amount of Spacies, right? And all three of them, I think, have a really solid place in the meta. So we're going to get right into it. Who is the best Spacie? Alright, so, I mean, just to kind of start things off, I feel like Falco is usually seen as the worst one. So I actually want to hear your thoughts, Tilde, on Falco. I think Falco, like, I actually had an argument with Zenu, like, on Larry's channel and Zenu actually thinks Falco is the best Spacie. So I think Falco's pretty underrated. I don't think Falco's the best Spacie. All right, just a disclaimer. I personally think Wolf is the best Spacie. I think we can all just go around and just say who we think is the best.
Fox.
I think, yeah, okay. So Cosmos thinks Fox.
Fox is broken.
You're on drugs. It is Wolf.
Wolf, bro. Super Wolf.
Thank you.
Crazy how all the Spacie experts
Fucking
think
Spacey
Wolf.
names,
But anyway.
It's because they only play one game, bro.
Cosmos,
I've
you're
seen
the
it all.
outside looking in. You're the
I've
outside
seen it all,
looking
bro.
in.
Okay,
No,
so-
I'm the inside looking out, bro. I'm Squidward in the fucking house scene. Y'all dancing right now. That's me.
It is Wolf.
Wolf, bro. Super Wolf.
Thank you.
Crazy how all the Spacie experts
Are you some scrub who can't handle plus frames? Do you cry every night at the thought of Happy Chaos shooting you full screen? Do you think Wouse loused even though louse just Faust? Well, do I have the offer for you? Tell him, Lord Knight. What? Subscribe to the Beast Coast FGC channel today.
Alright. I think it's so skewed because Light just does really well with Fox, right? And, you know, Light's been on a tear. Tilde has still been doing really well with the Falco, right? So I think Falco has been getting, and even like other players like Larry, we've been seeing more Falco. Larry is definitely a player that plays like a bunch of different characters. Tilde just like is straight Falco. So I think it's cool right now because we're seeing top representation of all the characters, and we've already seen top representation of Wolf. I still think Wolf has a lot of room to grow, but I want to talk about Falco first because I feel like not a lot of the player base really knows about Falco, right? Like I feel like a lot of player base, they just like Falco's like the super combo crazy character and that's it, right? But it's like I still think Falco is really strong offstage, strongest Spacie offstage. I think ledge trapping, I think Falco is the best for like getting KOs at specific percents. Wolf is the best when it's like, okay, you're at 150, like I can F tilt you and kill you, right, angle down and stuff like that. But Falco at around, you know, most Spacies, the kill confirms they want is like they need room to run, right? So in the corner, that's why Fox can't really get like a nair up smash, right? If you hit a sour nair on a normal get up, you're not going to kill him or anything, right?
Yeah.
You might be able to true combo into like a fair drag down or like a shine, but that's kind of it. But Falco, since his combo is vertical, it's like Smash 4 Fox, right? Where it's like, oh, your normal get up tilt, back air, right? So all of a sudden his lack of mobility doesn't really hurt him too much. And even then, I think Blaster and Illusion are very underrated tools for Falco to like help his lack of mobility. And I know Tilde, you say it's pretty frustrating in bracket when people are camping you out and stuff, right? Because obviously no one wants to interact with a character that does 80 damage off of one interaction, right? But
Understandable. It makes sense.
right, but it still sucks, right? Getting camped still sucks. But I mean, what's your opinion on like I feel like always the argument with Falco is like lack of mobility but crazy damage output, right? Like do you feel like it's that simple or do you feel like there's more to it?
I think to some extent it really is that simple. People are afraid for a reason. You know, we open someone up and it's just bang, bang, bang. You're either dead or at like 70. The mobility definitely becomes more and more of a factor as I play more and more top players compared to like locals and regionals, which I was doing before. I just felt like my character could do everything. I started to get stumped a lot with certain things Falco is capable of. I'm still like undergoing the process of figuring it out, of course. So I do plan on coming back with answers, but there's definitely a skew now between where I used to see Falco and Wolf. I would always consider them very close. Wolf has taken like a fair step above the other two, and now I think it's more of a conversation of like which is the second best Spacie. You know, is it Fox, is it Falco? I think those two are very close, but I do think Wolf takes it far and away. Falco has his specialties, he has his strong suits, but mobility is such a factor at top level play in any game. I think that goes for.
This is great. This is great. Second best Spacie conversation. Let's have it. Because Wolf is #1, baby.
We actually do have the Spacie Council, which is hype.
Wait, worth talking about, because I don't want Cosmos to use this against me later. Me and Fox and Falco both made top 8 at Collision, and Wolf did not, losing to both Fox and Falco in bracket. Because Jackal lost to...
Sorry, say that again?
Okay, so
right.
Jackal lost to me and Tilde, and we both got top 8, and I think he got 9th losing to you. So yeah, don't use that against us. That has nothing to do with it. Hey, man, you don't know where that can come from, man. Hey man, results matter. Results do matter. But
I don't count results when it comes to like how good I think a character is.
yeah, I will say, no matter what, Falco is definitely the one that people know the least about. Like when it comes to all the Spacies. So what is your opinion when it comes to Falco's ledge trapping? Would you say that he is the best out of the three?
I think by far, yeah, I really do. I talked to
By
Pink
far?
actually. I talked to Pink Fresh about it for a while, and if you look at all the hitboxes Falco can just entertain at ledge, not even commit to anything. You could just cover this space and then cover this space safely. And if you could put out a lot of free guesses that are safe, and if anything works, it works like well.
Yeah,
and
you can kill off it.
Corner. Yeah, you could kill off it, and then what makes it even worse is Falco's edge guarding is, I also think, the best of all Spacies by far.
Right, by far.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
the fight is insane. Wolf and Fox don't really do that. Like, everything's risky off stage, but Falco has options to recover. His air dodge is even like noticeably better than both of theirs.
Yeah.
Drag
And
down fair into up
Charles-
tilt is super fucked up. Like, and the thing about it is too, like, while you're rising with the fair, at any given point you can react, right? So it's like rising fair to catch ledge jump, like, okay, fast fall didn't hit, like dash back, did they roll, like up tilt, right? If you hit the fair, you can drag down into any like combo starter, at any percent. So this is like you can do, and even Light mentioned earlier, auto cancel down air is a huge threat. Down air is like a crazy launcher for Falco, which to me is crazy when a character has a grounded move that launches you into back air, and they also have an aerial move that launches you into back air, right? So it's like for me, that's where Falco gets really dangerous in my opinion, because you can have like one volatile thing, but if you don't have like that volatile thing in another category, that's where like the mix becomes less potential. Like the potential of mix kind of falls off, right? But Falco has so many different threats, and then on top of that, he has the luxury of like him and Wolf can grab you, and you have to respect the tomahawk, right? Fox has the best tomahawk, and like the situation after is like kind of crazy, but like Falco and Wolf grabbing you, but like Falco's grab is probably the best, right, of all the Spacies in terms of punish.
Early percent, mid percent, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Whereas Wolf's the only one who gets a kill throw off it though.
Right. But
Yeah.
like it's like it is a kill throw, but it's like one of those kill throws that it's like right at the corner, right at like
Yeah, but it's still there. And
It
you're
is still
often
there.
Going to you're often going to be in the corner versus a Spacey at high percent too. So I think his kill throw is very realistic. Would you say that Falco has the best recovery out of all the Spacies? Because I noticed people like to argue that Wolf actually has like the best recovery.
Ooh, this is a
maybe it's
spicy topic.
because I play Falco, and I'm used to getting very punished a lot. I do think Wolf has a better recovery than Falco.
I
The
agree.
quickness, like the agility of the options compared to Falco. Sure, I have a bunch of stuff, but everything I have to be pretty close to ledge if I want it to be unreactable, and then it's just, if they guess right, I could still die at 40. Whereas for Wolf, similar situation, except his side B is just so, it's threatening. It's the fear that it creates,
Yeah. Whereas yours is faster, but if people do learn your timing, they can still two-frame your side B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolf has the luxury of being able to use a special move without double jump from a lot of different areas to get to ledge. I think that is and you have the air drift to put yourself in that situation, because Falco's recovery is all like the strength of it is front loaded into double jump, right? Like double jump fair is like the thing you're respecting when you have Falco off stage, because that's like, fair is a pretty disjointed move, and double jump's huge. But when you hit the double jump, or the double jump is now gone, and the thing is, like, when you hit a Spacey, the reason why Spacey's recovery starts sucking is like when you hit them really hard off stage at around like 70-ish, and they have to double jump before they special. Because if they had a double jump before they special, then you can react, right? Whereas Wolf, it's way harder to do that. And even when he double jumps, it's like, is he double jump flashing or double jump up being? And the fact that flash is like probably, no, not even probably, it is the hardest Spacey recovery option to react to. I think that is why Wolf has the best recovery I'll even say by far in the Spacey arsenal, because
Is Wolf Flash faster than Falco Illusion?
actually Falco Illusion is fast as shit.
Like when I played Tilde for him the first time, I was thrown off super hard from how fast
Same.
Falco's Illusion off was in the air. I could not react to it at all.
I
can
think it's
usually react to
faster.
Wolf,
I think it's faster than Fox's Smash 4 Illusion.
There's
I'm
a
looking at
and
specific-
that was really fast.
There's a specific
Yeah.
item side B, like right above the ground, where if you hit someone's shield, it's the most
It's right.
the least negative it could be. So
Imagine if
right.
it still went through shield, bro. Like,
It's frame 13, so Falco's
very
Illusion startup is
Bro,
yeah. The hitbox comes out on 13, so that's pretty quick.
Because I was doing it and I was like, I knew it was faster than Fox's, but like it
No,
got
it's-
buffed, right? The speed.
Yes.
I think that's what
They're both
what-
pretty
what
quick.
threw me off.
Okay, so Falco's is pretty quick. I think Fox is the one worse. But the thing is, Wolf has the air drift to back it up. So it's like
That's
Falco's
extremely
does have a
good.
reversal though, right? But it's not like Wolf reversal. Wolf reversal, you die like really early. Falco's like you can get spiked by it, but like it's not ultra killing you at like 50 or whatever, right?
It's what comes after that can mess you up.
Right.
Honestly, yeah. But like you have to really mess up versus Falco to get hit by that. To be honest.
All right, so I kind of want to pivot this discussion towards Wolf. So we kind of went over Falco, right? Now all of the Spacey players think Wolf is the best, and I think for us it's just like the combination of the best recovery. I will say Fox is the hardest to juggle. This is something that I neglected really early on in the game. I just thought Fox always sucked in disadvantage, blah blah blah, right? But if you can set yourself up in a position in like a high juggle situation, which is why like when you hit Fox out, if they DI up and they go for an early illusion and they can't get hit for it, it's a really good spot, right? Because Fox probably has, if not one of the best like neutral air dodges to the ground because he's such a fast faller, right? So you pop your neutral air dodge, you fast fall, you can be like full hop distance and just like, intangible the entire time and land on the ground. And since you're a fast faller, you have, just because it's ultimate, there's not a lot of end lag, right? So your opponent has to like guess, and you have a somewhat respectable nair, right? Comes out frame 4. If your opponent doesn't have a disjoint, and what yeah, if you get hit by it, you can die, right? So the threat of juggling Fox is extremely scary, and I think that's where Fox excels at the most in forms of disadvantage, right? And then he has pretty good options off the ledge. But Wolf, I just feel like he's so consistent. Like the air drift mix-ups, the fact that like you can you have to give a shit about his grab, right? And I just feel like people forgot because no one's playing Wolf at that top level, and Tweak was, in my opinion, by far the best Wolf because he has the mindset to play Wolf, and Wolf is a zoner. Wolf is like a top tier Spacey zoner, in my opinion. That's how the character should be played.
Yes.
You don't have to be aggressive. You can be aggressive if you're feeling very confident on a punish or something, but like you essentially whiff punish with your air drift, and then you can get the drift in fair, back air, right? Essentially, if you shouldn't be bullshitting that much stocks, but if you bullshit someone at like 70 with a fair bear or like 50% with the Wolf down smash, and you're around the same skill level as that player, and the matchups, and like Wolf's matchup spread is like incredibly like just fair, right? Or in a sense, not fair, but like even, mostly even across everything, right? He has a very consistent matchup chart in my opinion. So it's like you should, if you bullshit someone with Wolf on like one stock, you should win that game for the most part, right? Just camp them out, blah blah blah, right? I want to kind of pivot this discussion to the next thing, which is corner pressure. Corner pressure is something that Fox is the best at, and we see Light abuse it in a sense where it's like in a vacuum, year one of the game, I was like, dude, Fox's ledge trapping is dog shit. Like it's just not like Smash 4. Everyone had the Smash 4 lens, obviously, right? And it's like, it was like Fox can't kill anyone off the corner. Now, Light compensates for this because you just let them onto the stage and you just back air the fuck out of them, because that's the fucked up situation with Fox, right? Back air on block because he's so quick. So, like, how important do you guys think corner pressure is becoming in the meta? And because of that, like Wolf, you don't have that corner pressure, in my opinion. You have the threat of like, oh, if I win neutral in the corner, I get another 2-frame attempt. That's like my mentality about Wolf. And then that's like where his win con is, right? So like, what's more consistent? 2-framing or like having good corner pressure? Because look at the top 3 players right now. They all just corner pressure the fuck out of you. Like Leo, Tweak, and Spargo are corner pressure spammers, and even Light is now a corner pressure spammer, right? I mean, obviously, like that's what their characters are strong at, but like I honestly feel like if you have a strong corner pressure, maybe corner pressure is a stronger win con than ledge trapping, question mark? Like, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, I was actually gonna try to talk to you about this, like, not in the video, but I guess we can put it part of the video now too. I actually think that corner pressuring is becoming the most important part of the game now, because a lot of people are getting like very I wouldn't say scared, but like they're being a little bit more defensive. And now that like whenever you're playing defensive, you tend to like dash back and you're putting yourself in the corner. essentially. So like if you have a character that is very good at corner pressuring, it beats that type of play style essentially. And like I've said, I've always believed that like whenever you're on the ledge trapping doesn't stop whenever you get off the ledge, because whenever you're off the ledge, you're in the corner. So I count being in the corner as like pretty much phase 2 of ledge trapping. And I feel like if you're really good at covering ledge options, but also like giving pressure in the corner, that's what makes a character very, very good at ledge trapping, which is why I think, in my opinion, I would believe that Fox is one of the best ledge trappers out of all the species.
Because you just do corner.
Okay. Essentially, yeah.
Okay, so my thing with that is I will agree that Fox's ledge trapping is incredible. However, I think when it comes to best ledge trappers in the game, his is the one that the more people fight it, the easiest it will be to get figured out. And the reason I think that is because Fox is still a linear character, you know? He is fast, but I still see him as very linear. And his main corner pressure tool is back air. And I know I meme about this a lot, but back air legitimately does struggle to kill. Not because it's a weak move in general, it just scales really heavily after hitting shield. Like it scales really heavily, it gets very weak very quickly. So you're gonna often get hit. When it's your only corner pressure move, it's often going to not kill when you keep throwing it out, right? And not only do I feel like him being linear makes it very easy to adapt to this. For example, if you watch my set with Chag, I think he adapted to it very well. I think when you have several chances to deal with that corner pressure over and over again because it's not killing, you're going to get better and better at it. And of course there is mixing up, but at the end of the day, that's his only corner pressure move that will consistently kill, because if he lands a soft nair, he's not going to kill you. If he goes for an up air, that's a commitment. He can't just throw out an up smash because it's one of the laggier smash attacks that he has. So I do think his corner pressure is incredible, you know? But I don't think it is as important when it comes to Wolf's 2-framing, because even though Wolf's corner pressure isn't insane, everyone in the game can still corner pressure people, you know? So if he does miss his 2-frame, he still has that attempt to either kill you or get you off stage yet again. When Fox gets you off stage again, Fox is going to do the same thing he did before. He's going to let you back on, you know? And you're going to have to deal with that familiar situation every time. Whereas Wolf just needs one good 2-frame, in my opinion.
Even Falco, I would say, has just a multitude of options in the corner, and what Light is saying is so true. Like Fox's corner pressure is just monotonous. It's the same thing over and over. People will figure it out. Yeah. Not to shift it too much towards Falco, obviously Wolf is incredible at corner pressuring too, but Falco does have a lot of moves that will shield poke, that will catch people using any option out of shield, just moves that hover and keep a lot of space, such as fair, such as nair, which is also frame 3, which is crazy. Throw that on top of auto cancel down air into either an up tilt or a grab, 50-50 mixed up, and it just becomes it's hard to get through. But where I think Wolf does really rise to the occasion compared to Falco is, again, mobility. People can oftentimes slip past me, either jumping over me or just finding some option to get to the other side. They're back to stage. Wolf can kind of keep up with that, you know? He could put up a fight a little further in towards stage before just losing the corner.
He basically does what Fox and Falco do, just a little bit worse than both of them. But he can 2-frame.
Right.
Yeah.
Our 2-frame attempts are risks often.
Yeah, for sure.
Fox down smash, obviously, it's good.
Negative 36 actually, or negative 32.
Right, you're definitely getting hit. But I mean, it's hard to say. The corner, I thought I'd bring up the corner is so important, right? Just because the current meta we're in right now, the best players are kind of abusing the corner. The next thing we could talk about is punish game, right? With the 3 characters. I actually think Wolf is very underdiscovered, and we've seen Charlie show us what the character can do, but no one it's pretty much just Charlie trying to attempt to do those combos, right? And even when Tweak did play the character, he didn't really try to go for that stuff. I mean, I think the neutral stuff is more important with Wolf, but the fact that I just feel everyone is downplaying Wolf, but no one's even pushing the Wolf meta in the right direction. You know what I mean? In terms of punish game combined with neutral and stuff like that.
Honestly, this kind of relates to punish game. I think Fox, Falco, I think all the Spacies are eventually going to get into a point in time where we're going to have to start ending our punish game at certain percents, because all 3 of these characters are just really good at killing at certain windows. and they often find themselves in situations where they can't kill past a certain percent, all three of them. And I really think there is going to be a time period where like all of the people who are playing these Spacies, we're just not going to hit you at a certain percent, because like we want to get you in position like percent ranges where we can just like kind of cheese you out. And I know that sounds like it makes us really linear, but a lot of us have like Falco at like 70% or 80%. He doesn't just have one window to kill you there, he has several, and so does Fox and so does Wolf, you know? So like, even though it sounds like a dumb idea, I really feel like there's going to be like a time period where like we might just, because I've done that myself, like where I just purposely don't want to get you past a certain percent, because I know I will struggle, you know? And even though that sounds like it'd be very obvious, no opponent consciously thinks about why their opponent's going to do that, and I just see that happening a lot more in the future with Spacies. Not a lot of characters have like certain links like that.
I would probably disagree with that, because I'm always thinking of top level play, and even though like they won't be thinking like, why is he getting me to this certain percent, I would think that your opponent would probably think like, all right, I'm at this percent, let me try and make sure I'm avoiding this specific setup, because that's essentially what I was doing with Inkling at some point too, because I was like, I can't kill them if I can't get like, if I get them past up throw up air percent. So like I try to keep them in that percent, and they were just like, let me just not get grabbed, and then at some point I would have to hit them, they would get past the percent anyways, and I would struggle to kill them a lot. Because whenever like you like try to follow a flowchart, your opponent knows what flowchart you're following, and they like pretty much make their own flowchart to avoid your flowchart, which is what makes your character struggle in the long run.
And I can agree with that too, but like an interesting conversation I had with I think Charles was there, and Tweak, where we were talking about Fox Laser, right? And Tweak was like, "Oh, Light's lasering me. I guess I'm about to die, you know? Like I'm about to kill him." No, like he like legit said that. He's like, "Yeah, Light's lasering me. I guess he's putting me in that range to like kill him, you know?" And he knows that. He's very aware of it, but like Fox is so fast. It's like, how do you really deal with that, you know? And I think it's very possible with all three of them. You know? Yeah. I just think I think it's an interesting concept.
I can definitely see it more with Fox, because the way Fox plays is like he's very fast, and like it's not just that he's fast, but he forces you to think fast, and whenever you're thinking really fast, like you make bad decisions at some point, which he can capitalize off of.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so this is an interesting topic. Who do you think out of the three Spacies overall, not just like at lower high percents, who do you think has the best neutral? Which I'm sure you're going to say Fox, but I just want to know people's opinions on this.
I think Fox does.
Falco, okay, here's the thing. Falco, you want to grab at 0, but you don't want an up tilt at 0, right? Like what is Falco fishing for at 0? Because Fox, you're fishing for a hard dash attack, which leads into a reset, or the moneymaker's full hop fair, right? That's the moneymaker.
You have
or bear.
You have nair dash, nair dash attack, bear, fair, or dare. You actually have 5 options.
Right.
Or laser.
Or grab, or jab, or run up jab.
Yeah, he has the most options. Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, because Falco, if you get an up tilt at 0, it's not true, right? Like you do like 1 or 2, and then it's a reset after, right? For most characters.
Just like a situation where you have to read their defense.
Right. And then grab, you can usually, well, depending on if you have a platform, but like, do you want to grab at 0, or do you want to grab at like 30 as Falco?
You do want to grab at 0, and even without a platform, there's a lot of extensions people are coming up with that are actually true on a lot of people. So it's being built the Falco combo meta without platforms.
Right, and I think Falco might be like the craziest one to respect on punish, just because here's the thing that's crazy about Falco. You can grab people in the air. Because of the nature of the character, he has like nair and fair that can hit you in the air and drag you down into a grab. I think that's the craziest shit with Falco, where it's like he's grabbing you from the air with an attack, and he's like dragging you down, right? So I actually think Falco has the most like damage output at 0, like just sheer damage output. But like
he definitely has the weakest neutral though.
Right, because of the lack of mobility. He definitely is like the weakest neutral wise. I still think like Wolf neutral I hold very high. I
was gonna say that like I can't really say if Fox has a better neutral than Wolf, but I would definitely think that like the only question I would be able to answer is that who would have the worst one, that would be Falco, because I would think that it's just that Fox and Wolf both can deal with zoners and can deal with people that are playing aggressively. But Falco, I feel like whenever someone's trying to zone him out or camp him, he struggles, and there's not really too much he can do as compared to Fox and Wolf.
I think I can confidently say that Fox has a better neutral overall. I think once it hits a higher percent range, though, I think Wolf's neutral is just 5 times better. I think Wolf as a character, and the reason I think I hold him so highly is I think Wolf plays this game the way that most people are trying to play it very well, which is very bait and punishy. And I think his air mobility supports that a lot, and his fair gives him a lot, which is like, so when it gets to a higher percent range and you're playing with Wolf, I just feel like he can kill you at literally any moment if you like press one wrong button. Whereas Fox, it's like, you know, he's just going for Nair. You know, he's just going for Nair or he's going for Bear. So like, it just makes him more linear. So I think once you hit a certain percent range, Fox's neutral's worse. But I think overall, like if you had to say who's just flat out better, it's Fox's.
All right. Well, one thing I want to ask Tilde. So obviously you've been coming up as of recent, right? Now, one thing I really want to bring into this discussion is like experience against the characters. I actually think Fox and Falco are not, to get Falco and Fox experience, it's pretty rare nowadays, in my opinion, at least, right? Especially like top level Fox, top level Falco, and everyone has the Wolf experience. So I also think it's like a community thing of like maybe other people are thinking the gap between Wolf and Fox Falco are like kind of closing. I also feel like that's like a combination of players not really understanding the matchup. I don't know. There is so, and this is like not like a super hard bash towards the community, but I still think the community is like, or at least the top level players, I'm not very impressed in how they edgeguard Fox and Falco, in my opinion. Like, I see you guys get away with fucking murder. So
We're
it's
geniuses.
like, right, of course, but like, so Tilde, what is your opinion on that? Just because, I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure you know when someone doesn't know the Falco matchup, right? Like, you can feel it.
Yeah, Glutony did not know the Falco matchup, and a lot of players I just jump into the match with, I could tell like they do not, or they do, and it actually allows me to go for the more, I don't want to say this, the more gimmicky, cheesy shit, because no one expects it, no one knows, right? But what I am noticing as I play Falco more, as I'm seeing a lot of other people actually start to pick up the character, experiment with them, people are definitely coming into sets with me in tournament ready to go. I don't know if they've studied Falco a lot, if they've studied me a lot, but it just feels like I'm having to create counterplay for things I've never experienced, things that something like my brother would learn to do on me. Like after years of playing, people in tournament that I don't know are ready. So it's frightening, man. Like people are catching on. I just gotta hang on still.
Ooh, and that's another reason I'd actually say that Wolf is better than Fox and Falco, because Fox and Falco have to, I wouldn't say combo differently for Falco, probably just play like a lot different neutral. But they essentially have to play very different for a lot of the casts, where I personally feel like Wolf, his combos link up pretty much the same for most of the cast, if not better the floatier it gets. But like, his combo routes are usually the same, no matter who he's fighting. Where I can't confidently say that for Fox. I don't know if you can for Falco. I can't say that for Fox.
I actually have like 8 different categories that I try to stick a lot of characters into to remind myself this is the playstyle I'm using for this character.
Like there are characters where like I legit think like, hey, this guy's gonna hit me if I hit him more than once. Whereas there are characters where I'm like, oh, I can just mash on this character. But I think Wolf just legit can combo characters the same for the most part, I feel like. If not, they get better. Like I don't see a lot of
grab.
Yeah, Nair, grab, down throw,
dash attack, and tech chase.
And if it's floaty, it's dash
It
attack.
turns everybody into a tech chase situation, no matter how heavy they are. It makes everybody's weight 100. It don't matter who you are.
Yeah, Charles, I know you just left. Yeah, I was gonna say, can you agree with that though? Like, Wolf's game plan, pretty much once he hits a Nair, down throw, dash attack, tech chase, no matter how floaty, how heavy you are, he usually gets that scenario.
Well, it's like, essentially with tech chase win conditions, the floatier the character, the less of it becomes, right? Obviously you can DI up, but floatier characters, usually it's like harder to get tech chases at, especially like 80, 90, right? But, those characters, then all of a sudden like Sour Nair Flash becomes like options and stuff. For me, it's like, we've kind of talked about a bunch of different factors. Just TLDR, I think Wolf's the best because he might not have the strongest neutral, but I don't think it's that far from Fox. His frame data is not as quick, so his burst options isn't as crazy, but that's not how you want to play Wolf anyway. Wolf's more of like zone control, zoner, right? Projectile, abusing blaster, getting you to start air to airing him. He can air to air really well with just like Nair or just his general hitboxes, right? And then like in the future where players start getting more consistent, especially like I cannot emphasize this enough for Fox. Both of Fox's special moves have way more than enough time for startup for you to react and hit it. So like I don't expect the player base to be perfect, but like almost every single illusion should be getting hit. Now I can understand maybe for Firefox, maybe you don't have like in this game particular, like Firefox used to be a meme in the other games in terms of like challenging it. In this game, Firefox has a pretty big hitbox, right, compared to Smash 4 especially. So in Ultimate, Firefox, the hitbox pretty big. You can get stage spike reversal to 30 and die. I get it. Like sometimes it's not worth it to contest that move. I see
people challenge it wrong though.
I think it's
Right.
always worth it.
I think people challenge that move completely wrong because they see Firefox and they're just like, okay, Firefox is here, I'm going to punish it. Whereas the correct way to do it is, hey, I have to wait for the burst so I can punish him going up or going in an angle. Like people just try to hit it when he's bursting, where you need to hit it when he's going, you know?
Right.
And like that doesn't make the edge guard any harder. You're just simply mistiming what you have to do. You're inexperienced. You don't know what you're doing, you know? So it doesn't mean that my recovery is good. It's just that you just legit don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the offstage punish game on Fox currently is not that hard.
It's
And even
terrible.
yeah, it's pretty bad. And like even when we look at your set versus Tweak, right? Like he was nailing edge guards. And even when you started reverse, like coming in with the verse 3-0 or whatever, or like getting it back to game 5, he was missing the edge guards, right? It was like it was very clear cut what was happening in the set in my opinion when I was watching you versus Tweak. It was like, okay, boom boom boom, bam, he killed you at 50 with down air because he just like went for the illusion read instead of just like the fair and stuff like that. With Falco, it's like I feel like I'm kind of in a middle spot because illusion is pretty hard to react. The double jump's pretty solid, right? I definitely feel like Falco has more mix than Fox, right? But there's clear compensation for it. I just feel like Wolf is so well rounded, and it's so I think it's very old school of me to look at the lens of this game through a solo main. Like for sure, Wolf's the best to solo main, but it's like in Ultimate, it's so like the argument's so evolved past that, right? You don't have to solo main, right? Like you could, I actually think Fox Falco do a way better job than like Fox Wolf as like a duo main, because Fox and Falco are like, they have very much different strengths, right? Like, oh, this character that's like really frustrating for Fox because I can't edge guard him, right? Falco, like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. Neither one of us want to fight Luigi.
Yeah, true. But like, I just think it does better than Wolf.
No, but no, I can agree with that. I think a good way of looking at Wolf is, like you said, he's well-rounded. He's usually the second, if not the first, in every category we're talking about. Like edge guarding, edge guarding, less trapping. He's definitely better than Fox at it. He's not better than Falco at it. Recovering, he's probably the best at it, if not second. Disadvantage state, I'd argue that his disadvantage state is actually not bad at all. In neutral, probably 1 or 2. Like, he's never the worst in these categories, you know? And when it comes to like struggling to kill, which again I hold that very important, I argue Falco's probably the worst. When we're all at that window where we're struggling to kill, I think Falco's probably the worst because he has to rely again on down tilt, a back air that doesn't hit the ground well, or an up smash that doesn't connect sometimes, you know? Whereas Fox and Wolf, once we have high percents, I'm still really fast, and Wolf still has a kill throw plus 2 frames, you know?
Do you think that Wolf is not the worst at corner pressure out of Falco and Fox, or do you think Fox would be worth something? Because Fox is definitely the best at corner pressure.
For sure.
Yeah, Fox is the best at corner pressure.
Wolf has an air, and it has a lot of priority, man.
He's talking about once they're already on the ledge, though, you know? So I feel like Wolf and Falco could be a topic worth talking about. I hold Falco's ledge trapping very high. I don't really hold his corner pressure too high because
I'm personally just like, I don't hold it high either, but I just feel like I'm personally just gonna be honest, I'm not as knowledgeable on Falco's corner pressure as compared to Wolf. I don't think Wolf's corner pressure is that strong, but that's comparing it to Fox. But I'm just hearing that Falco has a lot of like lingering hitboxes, a lot of like safe aerials that he can be doing. He can cover a lot of stuff and still like be ready to cover other stuff or react to other stuff. So I would feel like he would potentially be better than Wolf in the corner situation. And like the way I'm seeing it is like right now in the current meta, it's seeming like the corner is one of, if not the most important like situation in the game right now.
So Tilde, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I do think Falco throws out a lot of hitboxes in the corner. However, a lot of the hitboxes that he throws out in the corner are usually like in his box. So like if you run in, you were to get hit by them, you know. But if he throws out a fair, I feel like his corner pressure is pretty much over because
Right,
yeah. Whereas I feel the same way with Wolf. Whereas Wolf, Wolf kind of jumps in place. Like that's where you see Wolf. He moves around and jumps in place, and that's very scary to deal with. So I don't think it's too different because either way, you don't want to enter either of those characters' boxes. But if they throw out one committable move, both of their corner pressures kind of end. But Wolf's a fast faller, so Wolf has tomahawking as an option, which is way stronger in corner pressure scenarios because people are mainly shielding in the corner, whereas Falco cannot fast fall it nearly as well as Fox or Wolf can.
He does start to shield poke after like 1 or 2 hits though. Something I was gonna say is I do think it kind of depends on what character is on ledge, you know?
True.
If it's Sheik on
I
ledge,
agree.
a double jump bouncing fish, Wolf's probably better in that scenario. Falco, she'll just get past me and it's over, you know? But if it's like a Ken or a Ryu, I think I could just throw out a lot of stuff that will keep them there or somewhere close for me to like grab or mix up something.
I can agree with that because I definitely, as a Fox main, I'd rather get corner pressured by Wolf than Falco. Actually, like I hate getting corner pressured by Falco personally.
You have
And
to
that,
interact with me, you have to
Damn,
Yeah.
y'all are corner pressuring, ledge trapping Ken and Ryu. That's scary. I'm
legit. I know like we kind of glossed over this, but the fact that Fox and Falco have to change a lot of what they do depending on who they fight, where I feel like Wolf's game plan is very zoner no matter who he's fighting.
Yes.
I think that is a big deal because there are 80 something characters in this game, and if the more you have to change your playstyle, the worse of a character you are, because it is hard for a player to have every matchup down and be ready for anything to happen. Whereas Wolf just doesn't have to deal with that.
Right, because they're like Wolf's playing the you have to enter my zone. It is very difficult for you to enter my zone, right? So it's like that. And if he's fighting a zoner, he has the reflector, he has the blaster too, right? Transcendent blaster, stuff like that. And like Falco has that too, but I feel like Wolf's is a little bit more punishing. And I don't know. It's like for me, Wolf just, especially as the meta evolves and people get better at edge guarding, I feel like we're gonna see more value in Wolf and like said, just being able to play the same like zoning strategy. When you have to get down and dirty and get like up next to different characters, it becomes a whole different ball game. Like what's their out of shield? Like there's so many different factors going on. How tall is the character? Something Tilde mentions a lot is like it depends on how much mobility the character has and stuff like that, right? I feel like with Wolf, you do have to take into account those things, but like not as much. And that's why to me he just feels so consistent to me, and that's why I feel like he's the best.
I think the best argument I've heard for Fox being the best character in the game, best Spacey in the game, Jesus. Is,
close. It's close.
Chill.
The best argument I've heard is Tweak's argument, where he's like, Fox creates unreactable situations, which I will agree with. Fox does do that because Fox is really good at getting in your burst range. However, I don't agree with that at kill percents, because no matter how unreactable the situation is,
it's still a risk.
You still know what Fox wants at these percents. He still becomes extremely linear, and it makes
that's like kind of what I was saying too, with like maybe like not really that he creates unreactable situations. I do believe that too, but I think the reason why it's hard to play against Fox is because he makes you think really fast. Not even that like it's an unreactable like situation, but like you're forced to choose like an option that you don't want to pick. And there's like so many situations that like Fox brings up on that, or like Fox makes you like do that situation to where like he's already been in that situation so many times, or like even whenever he's like not been in that situation, like you're forced to think really fast, but Fox can still slow down and react to the situation that you're picking.
Yeah, I think Fox's strongest attribute is the fact that he's one of the fastest characters in the game, so he can literally take his time in like a lot of like aspects, whereas I can make you rush whenever I feel like it. I do think that's a very strong aspect. I don't think it's strong enough to make him better than Wolf though, because I still believe that I become super linear at kill percents.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think that Wolf does like a similar thing, but on the other side, because Wolf can just slow you down whenever he wants.
Oh, he's so good at that.
It's really good. And honestly, he obviously can't make you do like super like fast predictions, but like again, he's not like Fox does this, right? Wolf can do this too. He's just not nearly as like he's not as good at it. He's not far away from it, but he's not bad at either. He has tomahawks too.
I feel like that actually might be why a lot of Fox mains and Wolf mains complain about like how they feel like the other character wins the matchup, because Wolf mains probably feel like Fox mains make Wolf players feel like they have to play faster, but Wolf mains make Fox mains feel like they have to play slower. So that might be why.
Such a tempo shift, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Control the tempo. I can't do that, man. I just play on other people's tempo.
when I imagine Fox and Wolf jumping in your face, I imagine Fox like, is he gonna tomahawk? Is he gonna double jump? Is he gonna nair immediately? You know, I think those same things with Wolf too. I just think maybe it's because I'm a Fox man. I just think when Wolf does it, it's 10 times scarier. When Fox does it, there's a bigger chance you're gonna get hit. But when Wolf does it, if he does hit you, you explode. You know, like Fox is gonna open you up 10 times more in that scenario, but the time that Wolf opens you up, you're dead. You know, and that's what terrifies me about that character.
All right,
Falco
so
has that ability too, like of touch to death, but then the answer to Falco is just dash back. You know, he can't keep up.
Right.
Fade so far in, he could hold that momentum for so long.
And that's why I just hold Falco like lower, just because the counterplay is something. It's just like dashback is probably the universal strongest option in the game, right? Like everyone, like it just, when that's the answer to your against your character, that just generally sucks. Obviously there's many layers on top of that, but it's like you're taking the risk, right? You're illusioning in, you're trying to call that out, and that I think that's the frustrating thing. But I think you know, we've been talking for like 40 minutes, so we can just go around the horn. I think I've said why I think Wolf is the strongest like multiple times, so I think Cosmos, what are your like closing thoughts? Just after this discussion, who you think is the strongest Spacey? Obviously, we'll all probably still have the same opinion, but like, and then just kind of some points behind it.
They had some pretty good points. But Fox is still the strongest Spacey. I don't give a fuck what nobody says, bro. This character has crazy pressure, bro. Crazy pressure. This character plays a single player game whenever he hits you, bro. No other character does that. All right.
Mithra does that actually, but whatever.
All right, exactly. And how good is Mithra? How good is Mithra in this game, huh? How good is she?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something right now, and I don't know if you watched our set the birthday bash. Have you ever just watched and hear Charles talk about like, I swear Mithra mains decide when they want to lose neutral. They just throw out a dash attack.
I was playing him when he said that to me.
Oh, I was so yeah.
To me, he was tight.
I was pissed.
He was tight. Trust
What's
me.
your what's your like overall like on Fox? Like truthfully, like is that the reason you think he's the best? The pressure?
Yes, I think he's the best because it's just the way he makes me feel when I'm playing him.
I feel like Wolf does that in a different way.
I don't feel that Wolf I don't feel that way whenever I play Wolf with any character I've played. Like I've played Corrin, Inkling, Pyramithra, I felt the same. But when I play Fox, I felt the same way with all the characters, and I just feel this aura coming from Fox. This motherfucker's like about to fuck me up and telling me I can't do shit about it.
Bro, that's how I felt the first time I played Zach Ray. That's how I felt the first time I played Zach Ray, bro. I was like, I don't know what to do.
He hits me once and I die.
Bro, I genuinely feel like Wolf does that same thing to me. Like that is how I feel when I play Wolf. I'm like, bro, I better not throw out an option, because if I throw it out, I'm dead. Like, something worth noting about Wolf before we end this, other than Jackal, who got 9th at Collision, so he's not off to a bad start.
13.
Huh? 13?
13.
Oh, no, 13. Either way, that's still not off to a bad start.
It's still pretty good. That was a hard tournament.
Yeah. Zach Ray dropping Wolf, I think, was big because he was like one of the only solo maining like Wolves. And at the time, he was clearly the best Wolf, and he never even had a bad result with the character. He just dropped him because he moved on to bigger and better things. Like, but I don't know if
Joker.
Yeah, I don't know if Jackal's gonna be the one, but we need like a diehard solo Wolf main, because you need somebody to push his meta, you know? Me and Tilde are obviously pushing the meta. Jack was pushing it. He gets nervous, but I think he can be the one to do it. But
I think Charlie too, right? Charlie is like the punish game.
Does Charlie still go to things? You know, California, I don't see a lot because of 2GG.
Anywhere. He's probably gonna be at Genesis though, right?
Yeah, he'll probably be a Genesis.
Yeah, I genuinely think we just need those few Wolf mains who come out and push his meta more.
Well, whoever places higher at Genesis is the best Spacey. Calling it now.
That's not fair. I'm gonna win it.
Well, why are you gonna win it? Because Fox is the best Spacey.
No, because I'm the best player. Oh, I will also say, Falco is definitely the least discovered Spacey, and he can go higher on the tier list for sure.
Yeah,
I think that about Wolf too, to be honest. I think it's scary how much space Wolf has to still like build.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Fox is the most discovered, I think.
All right,
As of-
Tilde, your final thoughts?
I think Wolf's the best. I genuinely think Falco is better than Fox because I die at 30 once a game. Fox dies at 30 twice a game. And
Thank
that is
you.
That's a fair
genuinely my
assessment.
logic.
Y'all both die at 30.
It sucks.
Yep. I think Wolf is top 10. I think Fox and Falco are somewhere in the 15 to 20 area.
I say the same thing, bro. I think they're fairly interchangeable. I do give it to Falco though. If I had
Fox
to.
is top 5.
By the way, we did a top 5 video, and Cosmos put Wolf on his top 5 so he wouldn't get roasted by the community. I was so pissed.
Hey, you had to put that in the video! Oh! Thanks y'all for watching! If y'all want to know, if y'all have any comments, concerns, put them in the comments. Tell us what y'all think about Fox, Falco, and Wolf. Thanks y'all for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.